Right on cue, the dry, chilly southerly winds blew into Brisbane this week to signal the start of the Ekka. Almost 500,000 people are expected to visit the 133rd Royal Queensland Show, which organisers describe as the state's biggest annual event. Francene Norton visited the place where country and city come together in the centre of the state capital.
The steers wait in the main arena, oblivious to their fate. They've been lovingly reared by students from almost 80 schools across Queensland. Now they're groomed and ready for parading and judging. They'll then be slaughtered for their meat to be examined. These beasts are among 2,500 head of cattle to take centre stage during the Ekka. Some of the world's top judges wander through the organised chaos.
This is what I would call one of the dreams you would live for, to be a judge in cattle country with so many, well, I've only seen one class so far, but, well, it's just fantastic.
British judge David Martin has 2 decades of experience. He's been invited to judge the ruby red Devons and red Poles, and he's getting up close and personal early to see what Australia has to offer.
I'm just waiting to see, and I'm hoping, and I'm sure I shall be, impressed. From what I've seen in this ring, well, my golly, you've got some stock.
We have again the president of the RNA, Mr. Allan Warby.
This year marks Allan Warby's first Ekka as president. Before that, he served as an RNA councillor for 38 years. Mr. Warby says it's impossible to count the time spent on planning Queensland's biggest annual event.
No one knows. It is unbelievable, you know. When you've got 25 or 30 sections and you've got some 4,500 exhibitors of 24,000 entries, it just gets so involved.
The bush is in Allan Warby's blood. He's part of a 5th-generation farming family and he's keen to share the love.
Definitely an important part of our culture, bringing the country to the city, and that's so important that we keep doing it. It's so important that we keep doing it to the centre of our city, where everyone can feel they're in the heart of it and enjoying the whole atmosphere.
Over in the Fine Arts Pavilion, the competition is just as fierce. Entrants from all over Queensland have submitted their finest recipes for scrutiny. Geoff Beattie from the Brisbane Valley first entered in the cooking competition in 1990. Since then, he's snagged about 2,500 first prizes. He's got 46 entries this year and thinks his Kentish cake stands a good chance.
You won't know till you cut them. You've got to cut them and see what they're like inside. It looks good on the outside, so I'm happy with it.
Mr. Beattie has been urged to become a judge himself, but he loves the competition too much.
Just determination, probably. And my family keeps telling me I should give up, and that makes me all the more determined to keep going, I think. So if they'd shut up, I might give up.
The judges have to taste their way through 863 entries. They're master chefs of the show circuit, highly trained and armed, and they can sniff out the amateurs from the pros.
They haven't weighed their pastry.
No,
that's wide, and
that's double the other.
They must weigh that pastry to get the evenness.
It takes 3 hours for the judges to assess all of the plates, but they're used to the spotlight. They do it with style and precision, and they're not afraid to dish up some dirt.
Oh, they're a little bit dry.
They've got no flavour.
Not enough flavour.
In the Anzac biscuit section, competitors' shortcuts verged on a scandal.
These have been made with the quick oats. You can see the difference between those and those there.
The junior competitors were in fine form, with their patty cakes rising to sweet success.
Very fine texture, and there's no indentations from the cake coolers underneath. And it's a lovely light
even colour,
golden colour,
and neatly iced.
The camaraderie among the entrants has made the Arts Pavilion one of the best-loved attractions at the Ekka, but some will try anything to knock off a competitor.
There's a lot of tricks and trades in show cooking. Yeah, I'm writing a show cook for 30-odd years, but they never got all the tricks.
One thing that really tickled my fancy for quite a while was the pickled onions, the preserves. And we used to say they're bought pickled onions and they've just tipped them into that jar, and they used to win every year. And once we started asking questions about where do you get such tiny onions, and it's a secret supplier. So it was really funny, and after we started asking too many questions, we never got the onions again.
Another piece of Ekka history has just become folklore.
Francene Norton with that report, and the Ekka continues until next Saturday.